Hello students, good morning to you all. Myself Farin Kumar Mishra, and today I am going to teach you class 12 second poem in elementary school classroom in a slum. This is a complicated poem and that's why I am advising to you. Please listen carefully, and if you have any problem so ask it to me. This poem is written by Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender in an elementary school classroom in a slum deals with the theme of social injustice and class inequalities, means variation. The children of a slum school are like the scum of the earth. Their faces are pale, their hair are torn around like rootless weeds. They are sanded figure with twist bone. They inherit disease of their parents. Mean they adopted the disease of their parents as a heredity. They belong to the dirty word of crammed hole. That's why the poet thinks that the gap of the two words must be abridged to be fulfilled. These unfortunate children must be taken out of these dirty and unhygienic, unsuitable surroundings. They must breathe in fresh and open air. They should be allowed to have full mental as well as physical development. So, it would be a short introduction about the poem, that what has come in this poem. So, let us understand this poem. The poet is saying that the school children of slum, they present a very pathetic picture, merciful picture, pitiable picture. They have pale and lifeless faces. Their disorderly hair are torn around like rootless wild plants. They are depressed and keep their heads down while they are sitting in the class. Their growth is blocked and they inherit the disease of their parents. They do have dream, as we see the dream. So like that, the children also have dream. In the class, a sweet young boy who is sitting at the bed of his dim classroom, he dreams of squirrel's game. He dreams of other interesting places different from of his dull and dark classroom. Further, Spender saying, neither literature nor institution have anything to do with these unfortunate children. Why? They don't need literature or good institute. The bold and flowery word means attractive word of the rich is quite foreign to them. The map of the world is drawn according to the will and whims of the mighty. Their word has no relation whatever with the word of dirty slums. The word of the children living in slum is confined to narrow street that is sealed with a lead sky. Their sticking words is far, far, far away from the spacious world of river, caves, and stars. What is the use? What is the use of the literature for these slummy students? Shakespeare for the children of slum is not suitable or good for them. Nothing they have, nothing they need, good food, good environment. And that's why the picture of flowers, bells, and beautiful valleys have no meaning for them. The map of the world is meaningless for them. It doesn't include their narrow lanes and cramped holes in it. The world of the rich and the powerful has so many beautiful things. It helps them. It has ships, sun, and love. They attract these unfortunate children, means they tempt these children. The vanity try to steal them, means they try to learn stealing. These things encourages them to steal. All their time and space are spent in the foggy slum. These ugly slums are like little hells, and they are ugly blots on their map. So, my dear student, try to understand here. I have told to you that all their times and space are spent in the foggy slum. These ugly slums are like hells for them. They are ugly blots on their maps, the word of rich and the powerful. And that's why in the last stanza, the poet is suggesting what? That all the governors, teachers, and other responsible person of the society owe a duty to these children. They cannot have their own separate cozy world. These are two different and distinct words. They will have to be abridged. Anything that binds, that blocks the progress of the slum, children will have to be broken. Their word must not be confined to narrow lanes and cramped holes. It must extend and expand to the West Golden Coast of the Azure Sea. They will have to be given complete freedom to express themselves. The page of book must open for them. Only those who have the warmth and strength of the sun create his their history. So you should have some points in your mind to understand this poem. So let us once again recall this poem main point. So remember the first point. The children of an elementary school classroom in a slum look pathetic and miserable. Very, very sad. Very, very bad. As they are in condition of miserable, so they have pale faces. They are like rootless wild plant. They are distressed, the burden of life. Keep their head wedged down. Their growth is stunted. They inherit twisted bone and disease. They do have dreams. They also dreams of moving out in the open. The children want to see squirrel games. Literature and works of Shakespeare are useless for them. There is no mean and mean for such type of things for the children. The civilized world is of importance only for powerful persons, not for the children. The powerful dictators shape the map of the world according to their will, but their word is not the word of these unfortunate children who seems to be like very, very pale, sad, in dirty surroundings. The future of these children is foggy and uncertain. They live in narrow streets that is sealed in with a lead sky. Rivers, caves, and starry place exist only in their dreams. The slum in which they live are nothing less than living hells. Actually, they are a blot on their civilized world. The window to the world of joy and comfort are shut for them. There is no mean and mean of that. And that's why most important point you should remember, governors, teachers, and the powerful people must bring them out of their dirty slum. Everything that binds them should be broken open. Their word must expand, it must extend to the blue waves, the gold sand, and the green fields. They must have freedom of expression and learning. So, whereas I know that if you will see and hear, so surely it will provide you a lot of benefit. Actually, it is a complicated poem, and that's why you should study it again and again and keep its mind. So there are some difficult poem also. Gusty means blowing strongly. Rootless means uprooted. Weeds means here useless wild plants. So thanks a lot for watching.